Mamedika Chika, I stood in the same spot and shared with you. It's about 2.5 or 3 months ago. I was showing to you maize that I had planted in this area in January. And round about the end of March, it was due for cutting and turning it into silage. I showed to you all the process, how I continued taking it to my farm and made the maize bran for my cows. But I mentioned the point of why I was doing that is to ensure continuous cash flow. And I like it when I meet many people and call me Mr. Cashflow, because I not only show it, but I practice it. I showed to you this place that I had just cut down the trees, and it was in the middle, it was end of December and January. But that did not stop me from utilizing my land. I planted the trees. The trees are now big, you can see them. The trees are big, you can see them. Yes, the trees are big, you can see them. And after planting the trees, I concurrently plant the maize. That maize that I planted in January was harvested. Now, 2 months ago, I replanted the maize. Up there, they have already, planted. People have planted the beans. But this area was too big for the village people that I normally give to plant the maize, because it was roughly about 20 acres. And they already had the other area, which was about 15 acres. So they chose to plant onto the upper area. What's my message? Is that please, Ugandans, and especially Black people, let's learn to have an entrepreneurial spirit. I know we have been awashed with a lot of investment attitude. I found a difference between an investor and an entrepreneur. An investor, you can invest in anything, including where you don't have any business. Like say buying government bonds. You are an investor and you get the interest and you will have the revenue. But you cannot say you are an entrepreneur by buying government stocks. An entrepreneur is the person who puts up something, develops it, has a process, and then he gets the output. From input, that is the acquisition of the land, that's the buying of trees, to the process of planting, putting in the seeds, to the output when I make the maize silage and feed my cows. And from the cows, I derive the milk, process the milk or sell it. That thing is somehow lacking into our race. I'm sorry to say. And this is where people have a lot of argument, that people want to acquire wealth. But they want wealth that does not disturb them. They want wealth, I should be specific, the real estate, that you buy your land, build the houses, and start collecting rental income. But it doesn't have a continuous process. How come that other races? It's not only in Uganda. I was just looking at the UK. The Pakistanis or the Indians in the UK, control about 23% of the economy of the UK. Here in East Africa, it is worse. That almost all manufacturing, everything that requires process, is by Asiatic people. Yet there are so many wealthy individual Africans. But the issue of getting involved into a process until when you have the final product is lacking. Yet our grandparents used to grow the maize, you can call them peasants and the rest, but they used to grow the maize, they used to grow the coffee, educated us and did all whatever. They were involved into a process. The issue of only having passive income was unheard of. How come that the Asians don't have passive income investments everywhere? But I would also like to salute, say in Uganda, some, like the Murwana family, Jessa, all the way from industrial area, they're involved into manufacturing, production, to the Jessa farm, where you can go there and instinctively see the land, and you see where they're growing the maize, And you see how they process the maize into maize silage. And you see their heifers. And you see their cows being milked. And you see the milk being processed. And you see the milk being packed into just a milk. And you see the delivery trucks. And you find it in the supermarket. Kudos to such people. Kudos to such people. And little have I seen such empires collapse. You don't need to go far to see, say, the Yuga chick, Sekalala Senior and the Sekalala family. You can see their land where they grow the chicken feed, maize. You can see their processing and mixing the chicken feed. You can see them processing the fish feed. You can see them rearing the chicken. You can see them slaughtering the chicken. You can see them preparing the chicken. You can see them packing the chicken. You can see their trucks delivering the chicken in the supermarkets, and we buy it. That's my message to you today. That this man is not into that arena, but this man, simple teacher, he bought this land, he did plant the trees. I have planted and harvested, mature poles 3 times. This is the 4th time I'm planting here. 4th time. And this man, in his simplicity, he also carries out and imitates what the process is. I've grown maize here. I grew maize here in 2011. 33 times, which I've always talked about, which my friend helped to say to the World Food Program. And up to today, now since January, up to I think end of June, early July, I would have picked maize from this place twice, and while the trees are also growing. And incidentally, I'm not doing this only in one point. Now we're at this point, which I planted about 3 months ago. But I'm going to show you that this is exactly what Mr. CASHFLOW calls cash flow. Because this will be ready in a month and a half. The next paddock will be ready in 2 months. There is another that will be ready in 3 months. They are planting even today. They are planting more maize and more trees today. And I have not reached halfway my land, just onto this area. I've not reached halfway. It's going to take me 2 years. By the time I'm done with the planting and cutting, planting new trees and cutting and maize the other side, the trees onto this end where I started, they are due for pruning and ensured in the cash flow. That's what I meant by the cash flow. And this place is called Makukuba. It's one of the areas where I am doing this as we speak right now. I have maize when you go to the next hill there. It's a village called Nkulagirire, Mukuba Lugudo. Same process like this. When you go to another village called Lusanja, 2 points, Kubalugwala and Semfukas, we call it Setimba. Then you go to another place called Indiba in another sub-county. A man having 5 different places, same model, same man with his team of workers. No machinery, no nothing, but the man mastered the art of there are processes that you have to go through if you are going to ensure productivity and also ensuring cash flow. Finally, especially young people, as you are looking forward to your idols, be very mindful. There is a high tendency of you liking the lifestyle of your mentors and idols, especially the lifestyle which is flashy. The flashy lifestyle. Very few people, but I'm glad that Mohamed Kachika, I think I'm one of those that are blessed. I'm one of the few people who have been liked by not showing a flashy life, but showing a working life. But people love the wealth that they see with extremely huge houses, very powerful cars, so many vacations and the rest, flashy lifestyle. But you do not do a double check onto how do these people live in their work life. How do these people work in their work life? Mamedika Chika has come to show you the work lifestyle. The flashy lifestyle once in a while, I can show it, but there are some people whose role of interest is to impress people with their flashy lifestyle. If you call this one flashy, then I'm flattered. But to me, I think I'm showing people how to work. Thank you very much.